It's time for the Daily Stand Up Podcast presented by Agile Dad with your host, Lee Henson. Without any further ado, let's get started. We are so glad you could be here today for this next Agile in the Trenches episode. I thought today it was important for us to talk about helping teams embrace change. I hear all the time, my team's great. I love them to death. But when you ask them to change things, they really struggle with that. So I thought it would be good for me to talk about things that you wouldn't find in any agile book that are going to help organizations embrace change, specifically teams, and some of the things that we run into. Okay, right out of the gate, I want to talk about commitment. And I think that teams are often trying to commit to the scope of what they're trying to do, or they're trying to commit to a plan of action instead of committing to the goals that they're trying to achieve. And I think that when you explain to the team that, yeah, we have a set amount of work that we have to get done and we have expectations, but our goal is, no pun intended, to commit to the goal. We need to commit to the goal and say, this is our goal to get this piece of work done. This is our goal to get to this point or to finish this work. And I think that if you get teams more aligned with commitment to goals, then some of the struggles they face with embracing change are going to go away because they realize that they have the focus necessary in order for them to be productive. Okay. Coming at number two, I think this is an interesting one. Allow team members to collaborate, whether it's peer reviews, pair programming, mob programming, I don't care what it is. Collaboration affords better quality, it gives you clean value flow, it cross pollinates and spreads information across team members. There's so many good things that come from collaboration. So make sure if you're not allowing collaboration or if your collaboration is limited, that you find creative ways to allow teams to collaborate. Because I can tell you right now with 100% assurance that that's something that's going to go a long, long way. Okay, number three. Number three has to do with putting in space to help people with personal growth. So you want to give people time to breathe, to improve their own skill sets, to innovate, to do whatever they need to do, especially after they just delivered a really complicated product increment, right? You want to give people a chance to decompress. You want to give people a chance to hone their skills. And I think all of those are important. And I think it's just critical that we take that into consideration, that we have to give teams a chance to breathe. Okay, coming in number four. I call it no meeting Fridays, but you can call it whatever you want, right? What I'm trying to say is we need to carve out time. One of the number one complaints I get from teams is that they spend way, way, way too much time in meetings. So if we carve out a set amount of time or a day or say, hey, no meetings before or after this time, what it does is it actually allows the teams to know that their work is appreciated and that they're not going to spend all day every day in meetings. You'd be surprised if you pull up one of their calendars and look at how many meetings they're invited to. And then I always ask how many of those are you required to attend, and they just kind of look at me and laugh, and they say required to attend or expected to attend, and I get exactly where they're coming from. So we need to find creative ways to reduce meetings for teams. And if that means saying we're going to have no meeting Friday, then that's what it's going to be, right? We just need to make sure we're respectful of the team and respectful of their time. Okay. How about this one for number five? Don't overload your plan with every single piece of minutia you think the team needs to do. One, it feels very micromanagey. But two, and even more important, is that the team, their expectation is that they're going to have time if they need to use the restroom, or if they need to make a quick phone call, or if they need to attend daddy daughter donut day, whatever it is they need to do. Their expectation is going to be that they can build those things into their time, right? And what I see is a lot of times people will fill the entire sprint with all new feature work and they don't leave space for innovation or interruptions or obstacle removal or improvements, learning, just life in general. And what happens is if you do that, you're setting yourself up for consistent failure because you'll be completely unpredictable. So make sure you don't fall into that trap, and make sure you ask. So, how much more? How much more do I have, right? And I think that it's one of those things where if we can focus on not overfilling, it's going to allow the team to be much more productive, and they're going to feel happier. Morale's going to improve, right? Okay, how about number six? We want to make sure when we're slicing and dicing our backlog items that we're making them really, really small. This is so important. I can't emphasize this one enough. And I realize the team doesn't necessarily have control over the slicing of the backlog items, but they should get people in the habit by refusing backlog items that are too large so that people get in the habit of creating those items smaller, right? If you're constantly engaged in saying, we'll just take whatever's thrown at us, then it doesn't promote the opportunity to pivot and make things better. We want things that are going to be easy to start and easy to finish because, man, it feels good when you're done, right? Okay. Finally, number seven, we want to make sure that we limit WHIP. And you hear me, anyone who's ever taken my class before knows how I feel about limiting WHIP. Limiting WHIP is so incredible, it's so important. And I think that most people don't realize just how urgent it is because they don't realize the loss of productivity you get if you're constantly context switching. So the two are definitely related. If you're limiting WHIP, that means you're not context switching because you're focused on one thing and you're getting her done. If you are focused on three or more things and you're trying to divide your time evenly across those three things, well, you're not ever going to get any of them done. And it's just going to prolong everything. And it's going to cause you to not be able to deliver, efficiently or effectively in an agile way. So I think that it's important for us to understand WHIP and stop keeping our people super busy on other things, other projects, side things. We need you to do this instead of that. We want to make sure that they stay focused, that they can achieve those goals, and that they can finish their increment. So commit to goals, not to scope. Try doing pair programming, peer reviews, and other things. Make sure you build in space to breathe, improve, and grow, get better. Try a no meeting time because keeping developers out of meetings is a good idea. Just throwing it out there. Don't overfill the sprint with work. Don't fill it all the way to the hilt. Um, Slice your backlog items that are really small in size and easily consumable, and reduce your or limit your work in progress so that you can stay focused and get things done. That's going to do it. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you have an idea for an episode, please, please, please reach out to us. Learn more at agiledad.com. We'd love to talk about your idea. And as always, we encourage you to stay healthy, stay well, and stay agile, my friends. Until next time, do take care.